repairing the Oakton Memorial Gardens entryway. And as you can see, it is PVC wrapped in pool noodles, wrapped in shrink wrap. And over the years, I've repaired it over and over and over, and it keeps falling apart. So I was thinking, well, everybody talks about Monster Mud all the time, so why don't we try repairing it with Monster Mud? So I realize it's dark, but that hasn't stopped me before. So this is a technique that I am coming up with on the fly based on others' Monster Mud recipes. So in this bucket, I have a brownish acrylic stain. I have the joint compound. I have all this is reused paint, essentially, paint for recycling. Over here I mixed up some latex cream. I'm gonna mix it with this brown. We're gonna put the joint compound. Normally it's 5 to 1 ratio with the joint compound and the paint. So we're gonna do a little bit less, because what I intend to do is mix it up, and then drip it onto here for the repairs. If the brush doesn't work, which I don't think it's going to, and I know it's too thick to shoot through a sprayer. So here goes nothing. Just got to do a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Let's just get this thing plugged in so we have a little bit more light. All right. Get you guys hooked into the tripod. All right, so now you're in the tripod. There's the white paint that I mixed. Here's the mixer. And let's get this situated. This tripod is hooked. Alright. So unfortunately, this is a new tripod. The old one broke, and this thing is not turning over a little bit. What's up, Will? 6767. Alright. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to have to ad-lib the way this thing is going to set. Because we don't want to get paint over the lens, and we want you guys to be able to see what is going on. So this is the acrylic. Essentially it's deck stain. And we're going to mix in just like everybody does for Monster Mud, the drywall compound. So I did not anticipate having to hold the tripod while I do this, so just give me a second to try and work this out. That's nope. It makes it very difficult to make this happen for you if this tripod's going to fall all night. So give me a second. What's up, Vanna cooking? Alright. So here we go. Here's some monster mud or joint compound. And I'm doing 5 scoops, which may or may not be the correct answer to this. You know, let's do 6 for good luck. And just for reference, each one of those scoops was the size of my fist, essentially. So, and then this is approximately 3/4 of a gallon of, like I said, it's salvaged paint that I just mixed up. And in there is the brown acrylic stain. So I'm not really concerned about the color right now, because once this is on our arch up there, once it's on the arch, it's going to dry and I'm going to paint it. What I'm hoping to achieve is to get a texture that lasts longer than just the paint on the pool noodles. Alright, so here we go. And so if you've never made monster mud before, you want to make your monster mud like the consistency of a milkshake, because it'll bring all the boys to the yard. Hey, Novak. All right, so let's see what we got. What's up, Samhain? You'll have to watch the replay later. We're just checking out the consistency of the stuff. So it's really not as thick as I thought it might be. So I don't know if this is gonna work. So one of the ideas I had was to take string, dip it in the monster mud, and see if it would turn into a vine. But I also wanted to see how the monster mud would roll down the rope. Kind of interesting. Yeah, Samhain, that is monster mud. But I made it a little thinner than normal because it's gonna go on the archway here. All right, guys, sorry about that. So basically, here's the archway. It's constructed out of PVC, pool noodles, and shrink wrap, and lots of layers of paint. And so over the years, the archway has deteriorated, as you can see the purple coming through it. So I wanted to see how it would look if I added something more durable like rope. So when I go and paint it, the rope might look like a vine. So I think I'm gonna do this, do a whole second batch of a greenish colored rope. And then it might be a little bit easier to make sure it's painted on all sides without going crazy. Because I do like to use spray paint. And then here you can see it's kind of dripping off the rope. So we don't want the drip marks to show. But I did want to see how that would look, because with the pool noodles you're limited on how narrow you can make them before they deteriorate. So the rope actually kind of gives it a like it looks like a to me it looks like a vine, like if it was painted right. And it's kind of funny the way the color of the monster mud with the brown with the white, um, it's kind of all tying together. But I didn't like I knew this was gonna be messy, but I didn't realize it was going to be so messy where I'm concerned about getting this stuff on the camera and on everything. So let me put you guys in a good position. So hopefully the tripod and the camera no, it will not let me angle upwards. That's annoying. Alright, bear with me for a second while I get this ladder and all this stuff happening here. And get a fresh set of gloves on. Alright, so basically I was hoping that this material would kind of like drip and fill its way in. And I'm on a ladder, so I cannot see the camera screen, so I really hope that you guys can see what's happening. And hopefully the outside noises aren't too bad tonight. But essentially, the more I do this up here, I'm realizing this is really a daylight project, because the lights are, if I move them, they're gonna shine into the neighbors, and I can't really see what I'm doing. I'm sure it looks more illuminated on the camera. So this might be an epic fail for this evening. I don't know if you can see what's happening. But like I said before, I cannot see the screen right now to comment, so just bear with me for a minute. I have to reposition this letter. Oh yeah, there is purple I need to cover. And yes, there is a tarp down there. But yeah, this is not going as planned. But nothing ever does when you're doing it live. Alright, so gonna bring you guys down a little bit. So I don't know why this thing all of a sudden is so wobbly. So basically I went from the top, I poured. If I didn't use a 5-gallon bucket, it would have been a lot more controlled. But this is just kind of an experiment on if this will work for the future. So hopefully, there's the tarp catching all that. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to use the paint and the monster mud that landed on the tarp, and I'm going to fill in a little bit of this with a brush. But actually, now that I think about it, that's probably a bad idea. Excuse me. It's a bad idea to go underneath there with the brush like I intended to, because it's still dripping and I really don't want this in my hair. Excuse me, guys. I'm sneezing now. We got airplanes flying overhead. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes. This is truly like a nightmare. First live prop building edition. Thank you. So yeah, I guess what? Has it been 2 years since we did the last live making stuff, and just a freaking disaster going on right now. So I'm gonna let this thing drip for 5 or 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go and hopefully, excuse me, go underneath there and apply some more the monster mud from the tarp. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna go blow my nose. I don't have any paper towels out here. All right, so I'm back. It appears it's still dripping, so that's no bueno. Samhain, how you been? Glad you're doing good. How's your hunt coming along? Alright, so I guess this part has had it for now. I'm actually going to roll it in the monster mud. And we'll let it dry. See how that turns out. But I'm the first one to admit that this is not going to be perfect, but nothing I ever do is perfect, because nature isn't perfect. But I wonder if I thinned it down, if spraying this would be better. Alright, I'm gonna go try and find a cap, because I figured something out. So this brush, it's a great brush, but not for this application. Let me find a little cap, and I can pour this substance in the areas that didn't get it already. Because, like, we're going for the viney and disgusting look. And I think that the way it's naturally just rolling down is really making it kind of look disgusting. Yeah, I agree. It is looking interesting to me. Um, but as I mentioned before, this would have been way better, maybe if I had more lights set up or if I did it during the day, because that side is definitely looking pretty interesting too. The biggest question I have is how heavy is it going to make this, and is it going to dry? Because traditional monster mud is like the consistency of a milkshake, and this is more like the consistency of a caramel. So much is getting wasted. Well, the color really doesn't matter, but I think it will get darker when it dries. Because if you look at my arm right here, it turned into like a greenish gray. If you see that right on here, so it dried real fast on my skin, and it actually has a it has a like a woody texture almost. Now I'm back to the brush. And I don't know if you can hear this stuff dripping, but it's totally dripping all around me. Just trying to keep it off the camera. Yeah, it does look like bird poop. But it's also a lot to do with the lighting. Sorry, I didn't realize that the camera wasn't even aimed at where I was working. But this is a experiment. It can't get any worse than what happened from the weather. And basically, never making anything remotely close to monster mud. I feel like that was successful. But I also feel terrible that I wasted such a good brush on this. Well, not terrible, but you know what I'm saying. Excuse me. Sorry, my head is blocking the light, and because my head's blocking the light, I can't even actually see what I'm painting. splash myself in the face. So So we successfully made a humongous mess. I don't have any more gloves with me right now. But I bet if you do a comparison from before to now looks better. And there's really not that much liquid down there. It's most of that kind of dried. So if you don't have anything, I don't have anything. And that's true. We don't see the purple as much anymore. There is a little bit right here. And some green. But once this dries, I'm going to reevaluate everything and see where we're at. I do like how that rope. I like how that rope turned into almost like a vine. Hopefully it stays that way in the morning. So now the nice thing about the disposable tarp is all I have to do is fold it up, or roll it up, and drop it in the trash, and it gets picked up today. Because it's officially today. So, thank you all for watching and tuning in tonight. Subscribe to the channel, give us a big thumbs up, and Thanks for watching. E.G. Scary out. If I can remember how to end the stream.